Welcome back to Blam Blam Truckers. I'm Bees, that's Buse, and today we're getting back into our Transformers role-playing game session. Yeah, when last we left our hero, Rampjumper had been awakened on the planet Earth, planet he knew nothing about, survivor barely of the war of the Cybertronian Civil War. And he had some introduction to planet Earth, and something of an introduction to the crew, and after reviving him and filling him with energon, choosing him because he was one of his group that didn't need any repairs, just needed to be filled with energon, or didn't need any major repairs. Rampjumper is about to go out on patrol for the first time. Does that sound right to you?
It does indeed, sir.
All right. He met Doc, and he met Secundus.
Heard a lot about Grunt.
Not a lot. I didn't think we talked about him that much, but he was probably the name that came up the most.
Yeah, his name kept... Yeah, I didn't learn anything about him, but his name was dropped multiple times.
Yeah, in the context of do not fight him.
I thought one of them said my skill set reminded them of Grunt.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically.
All right. You ready to get going?
I am ready. In my 75 energon.
Yeah, you might want to do something about that.
Well, he's building me a solar port. There's not really much else I can do about it. Except not get hurt.
Not get hurt, not use energon. Find a power source.
My skill set doesn't require me to use energon that much.
That's true. Find a human power source and plug in directly to it.
I'm like an electric car.
You're so much better than an electric car. Your batteries don't catch fire the same way. Okay. So I don't have an actual copy of the recording we did. Where exactly did we leave off?
Rampjumper was told he could go scout and, come back at least within a week so he doesn't run out of energon. And hopefully the port would be ready by then. And so I was pretty much leaving the door when we ended.
All right. That's about where I thought we were. So as you're walking out the door, or are you fine with that as a starting spot? You hear over the radio, the AM radio, the internal AM radio that all Cybertronians have. Doc, don't tell me. Without Grinder? Is that you? Yeah, it's... Do not, new guy. Grinder, you're breaking up. I can't tell what you're saying.
I'm going to roll communication to see if I can at least internally try to figure out the general direction that's coming from.
Sure. Where are we anyway? We're near Big Bear, right? In California?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that wasn't the greatest roll. But 7.
All right, give me a minute. I brought up Big Bear. Apologies to everybody out in California who's watching this. You have a gigantic state, and I'm probably going to get something wrong here. I'm probably going to get a lot of things wrong here. So we're in the San Bernardino... Go ahead.
The Alvord Mountain Range. That's
yes,
where we were.
San Bernardino National Forest. All right. What is the nearest city? It looks like Riverside is the nearest city.
Hey, I know that place.
You know Riverside?
Been there.
California?
Drove through there.
Oh.
I think. Work trip back in the day.
So, all right. San Bernardino, Pasadena, Los Angeles. Los Angeles is the major city.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I haven't been there. But never mind.
Okay. Where were you?
I'd have to figure it.
Don't worry about it.
I'd have to take a look. I don't think the truckers really care.
Fair enough. Yeah, we are north of San Diego, almost directly north of San Diego.
Oh, actually, I was in San Diego.
Yeah. Well, we're due west.
So maybe I was in Riverside. Sorry, one point.
We're due west of LA, and
Uh-huh.
we're due north of San Diego. Well, not due north, but we are north of San Diego. North, little west, but mostly north. And Santa Barbara, Santa Monica Boulevard, Long Beach, Tijuana.
As opposed to Short Beach.
Tijuana! Sorry.
Happiest place on earth.
Yeah, according to this Krusty the Clown. Okay. So you got a 7, breaking out my handy dandy cheat sheet here. 7 is an easy roll. He is calling from somewhere, and we're in the San Bernardino National Forest. Calling somewhere from the...
All right, well, I'll use my radio. Doc, it seems like it's coming from the west. Do you want me to change my scouting and try to get closer to him, see if I can get a better signal?
Probably a good idea. With the mountains and the forests interfering, that's probably what's causing the breakup here. And assume there's a city to the west, if I remember correctly. One of the smaller cities in the area.
Okay. I'll start heading out there, and I'll send messages to him occasionally, see if he can...
Are you doing all this over the AM channel?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm still, like, internal, right? So, yeah. I'm not going back inside. I'm talking to him from where I am.
Right.
Yeah.
You get a... No. I don't think he wants you to go. Maybe you should stay here for a minute until we find out. Stay here for a little bit until we find out what Grinder's on about.
Well, we'll do, but wouldn't it... I mean, he's further away. If I just start heading toward him but don't, like, get close to him, even if things are bad... Grinder, are you being chased? You know what? Secundus, are you catching this?
No. You get no response from him.
All right, Doc. Well, if Secundus isn't answering, I'll follow your lead, and I'll hold back if you want.
I'm not sure what Grinder's problem is, but I haven't been out in the city yet myself. I've just been here trying to get everything, get you running, get the ship running, try and get some more, try and get everything toward a state of function.
Radio boosters would be nice, feels like.
They're on the list.
So what should I do if I shouldn't leave now? Do you have any work you need for me to do? I feel like I shouldn't start going in the opposite direction in case he might need assistance at some point.
I would wait. I'm going to start trying to see if I can convert this into the beginnings of a solar port for you. Want to sing? Or is there something you want to do? All right.
The zinging was good.
Yeah. It takes about 20 minutes before you hear over the radio, Doc, can you hear me now? Yes. Grinder? Yeah, it's Grinder. You didn't send out the new guy, did you?
No, I'm still here.
All right, new guy. Do you see the dirt road heading toward the west?
Yeah, I think that was where Doc was originally having me kind of catch up to the highway through that dirt road, if I remember correctly.
All right. Don't get to the highway, but take the dirt. And he did get you an earth mode, right?
An earth mode? Are you talking about vehicle?
Yes.
Yes.
So you don't look suspicious. I don't mean... Okay. Good. Don't get on the highway. Take the dirt road. I'll meet you there. I should be there in about 15 minutes.
All right, sounds like a plan. Grinder, Rampjumper out. I'll be there soon.
So, me an automotive roll. I'm assuming you're driving out there.
Viente dos.
Really? Nice roll.
22.
Yeah, that's a very difficult roll. Despite the fact that you're going over rough terrain for a four-wheeled vehicle, especially a four-wheel vehicle without four-wheel drive, you easily make it toward the highway, or towards the roads, the paved roads anyway, that would lead to the highway. And sure enough, within about 15 minutes, another car pulls off the paved roads and starts driving down the dirt way. It is a... wow, I didn't pick a vehicle mode for him yet.
Well, I know he's a vehicle. I know he's a ground vehicle of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah. Something appropriate for grinders. Just want to make him a Nash Rambler. I'm not sure Nash made the Rambler. I don't know. I don't know cars well enough to,
Is Grinder the one based off of John?
no. He's one of the ones John may have chosen. But I want a car that's common and not very expensive and not very big.
A Honda Civic?
That would do. I was thinking maybe a Nissan, but I don't. Yeah.
Nissan Sentra, maybe.
Or even a Chevy, but I just don't know models. They keep changing the names, and I can't afford any of them anyway. Buy used, folks.
Chevy Cavalier. I mean, they might not make them anymore, but they were fairly ubiquitous back in the day.
That's true. Buy used, folks. Car loses almost half its value the moment you drive it off the lot.
And also, if you want less stuff that is going to be sold to other people, your own personal information, the more computers that are in vehicles, the more information it collects on you, and the more stuff that gets sold to various agencies, whether they be corporate or government, like your insurance company.
Interesting. Good to know. Sounds like you have some experience in that area, Buse.
Let's just say I pay attention to a lot of the stuff coming out. I'm not happy about it, even if I buy some of it. And just a quick shout out to Louis Rossman. He has way more subscribers than us and doesn't need a shout out from us. But
okay. So he keys over the radio. Is that you in the green thing, Rampjumper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the brown car.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is called something like a Toyota.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay.
I'm sure it will eventually. Okay, there's a lot of things we learned about this stupid planet that you need to know, or you're going to have to learn it the hard way.
Did you learn it the hard way?
We all learned it the hardest way, but he only broke maybe 15 or 20 of their vehicles. It's all right. He's a safer driver now.
What do we need to do?
He wasn't used to wheels. Few of us are. Repulsors are just so much easier. But this is a stupid planet that we crash landed on. What are we going to do? So, there is a yellow line that goes down the middle of their roads.
Okay.
Most of the time. Stay on the right side of it. Not the left side. The right side.
Okay, that sounds about right from what we were seeing, but that highway, it had a yellow line, but then it also had white lines. What do the white lines mean?
Don't know yet, but stay inside. There's going to be a width that you're about between white lines and yellow lines, and sometimes just white and white. The yellow line is the important one. Always be on the right-hand side of that.
Okay.
The white lines, stay in between them. Don't drive on top of them. Keep them on either side of you.
Okay.
If there's only a yellow line and a white line, then stay in between that way. If there's two white lines on the right-hand side of the yellow line, stay within those two white lines. You can move back and forth between those, I guess, lanes.
Makes sense.
Good. Do that. There's humans hang lights on their roads, over their roads, and those lights mean things. If the light is red, don't go. Or don't hit anything if you do go. Sometimes I see people go through the red light, and I don't know why. Sometimes they'll honk their vehicle horn at you if you're not going. I haven't figured that part out yet.
Okay.
If the light is green, you can go. If the light is yellow, speed through the intersection.
Okay.
As fast as you can go.
So I noticed lights of those color on top of some of the vehicles. Not green, but I saw yellow, red, and blue on tops of vehicles.
Yeah.
What do those mean?
No idea.
Okay. They weren't lit up, but I saw some vehicles with them. One of them was towing, and one of them had another vehicle hooked up behind it that it was dragging on its back two wheels.
Yeah.
But
like a tug.
Yeah.
It was tugging it.
But it didn't have the lights on still, so I don't know what it means.
You see that a lot. I don't know.
Understood.
If you figure it out, let me know. Let all of us know.
I'm assuming we're going to be on this planet, we're in very much an information sharing mode with each other.
We're Autobots. We always are.
Well, no, I know, but I mean really free information sharing. Even if you think it might be unimportant, until we know for sure it's unimportant, we just tell each other what we see.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We're not all smarked up bots like Doc. But even Doc doesn't know much about this planet.
That would have been a nice roll. Anyways.
Beyond that, rules for parking, I don't know what they are yet. You got English downloaded for you by Doc?
Yes.
All right. Most of the signs here... Go ahead.
I was going to say, although he told me there's different types of English depending upon what country you're in.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Oh, he mentioned it.
There's a red... Most of the signs have language on them. So you're going to have to stop and read them.
Okay.
Or read them while you're driving. So pretty self-explanatory. There's the big red octagon that says stop. You stop there. You wait until everything's clear. And then you go.
Okay.
Trying to map this planet, this city out. Try not to hit anything. And we only had to run more than anyone else has had to run from, well, not run, drive from the scenes of accidents repeatedly.
How many accidents have we been into?
He hit 15 different cars, so.
How many have you hit?
I haven't hit anything. I'm not grunt. Come on, I'm not a protoform. But are you a protoform? You going to start ramming into things?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
good.
tend to only...
Good way to dent your finish, but hey, you do you.
But from what Secunda said, I don't have to really worry about that on this planet.
Most of the cons are dead. You weren't alive for the last part of the war. Yeah. There's not much. Whatever little tiny bit of Cybertron was left when you went on that mission to Luna 1 is promptly gone.
So hard to believe.
Home is gone. But you're not. You're alive. We've got a chance here to rebuild everything. But it's going to help a lot if we don't draw any attention to ourselves right now.
Sir.
You don't have to call me sir. Clear, you outrank me. No. Time out. Do you have something you want to say out of character?
I wouldn't think I would outrank anybody here.
You'll find out. All right. I don't have much else to tell you. This city is called San Bernardino. They broadcast like crazy over the radio. I'm trying to see if maybe I can scrounge up without. Maybe they have. There's talk of junkyards where old vehicles go to. They leave their old vehicles for rust. Were you in the Autobot army before the war?
I was created during the war.
Of course. All right. The goal here is to blend in with the Flecklings. All right, that is what we are focused on doing, is blending in. We do not want to draw any more attention to ourselves than we already have.
Yes, as Secunda said, we should be in disguise. Pretty much constantly. Until we can, I'm assuming at his judgment, make contact
I
in a
wouldn't
safe
trust
manner.
his judgment, but yeah, we are trying to infiltrate their planet. Now, this isn't an old-fashioned espionage mission where we're trying to subvert their, economy or their manufacturing base, but they're lower tech than us by a lot. They're well below the galactic standard, but they can still produce electricity, which we can easily convert into energy. If we can find a way, don't necessarily think we should be piratic, but this language is stupid. We're probably going to have to steal to get by for a bit until we can, and to do that, we need information. Secundus would never tell you this, but I'll tell you this. We can find some form of battery, some kind of energy we can take without getting into too much trouble. If we can find one of their junkyards and scavenge parts from it, probably at night. Their night vision, these humans' night vision is terrible, but they have video recording systems they talk about. Their cameras, so we have to be alert, aware for that. Unless you don't happen to have an EMP generator or some EMP ion grenades, do you?
Just a pistol.
Well, that might work. We want to stay low. We want to stay off camera. How good are you at finding out where cameras are? How's your espionage skills?
Grinder, I don't know how to tell you this, but during the war, what my team typically did with me was either hide me in passes where they thought comms would be walking through, or literally I would just jump into a group of cons and keep beating on them until they were done. The whole hiding thing was just a means to an end. I never really did.
Answer to Viacons?
Maybe.
Right. Well, I hope you're smarter than Grunt. Okay. Stay undercover. Gather as much information as you can. That's your goal. Speed. Can you see your internal gauges on your dashboard?
I'm going to assume yes.
Yeah, be able to. All right. You got two gauges there. One is RPMs and two big gauges there. And the other is miles per hour. RPM is how fast your engine is supposedly going, which I don't know if you even have an engine in your current form that would respond to that properly. Miles per hour will tell you, it's just speedometer. It's going to tell you how fast you're going. There are going to be signs on the side of the road that tell you what the current mile per hour is. If you go over that, which most people do, there's probably consequences. So I have made it a point to stay at that speed.
Sounds fair.
I have seen vehicles pulled over with other vehicles behind them with word police on them, with lights flashing, the lights you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
I haven't gotten any chasing me yet or following after me. I'm not sure what police means exactly. I mean, it means to watch over something, and I think it might be like their prime guard.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if that's true. I don't want to find out the hard way. I'll probably end up killing fleshlings, which is not what I want to do.
Hard to, make friends with them if we do that accidentally.
Yeah. Don't really want to scare the fleshlings either, but yeah. So, listen to your radio, pay attention, try and find junkyards, places we can salvage from. Remember, the fleshlings are the living things. I don't know, it sounds like you don't have a lot of experience with them, but they're alive, they're sentient, they're not as dumb as they look, dumb as they are.
I just woke up like 8 hours ago. By the way, you mentioned the internal gauges. In addition to MPH, right underneath it, I'm seeing a KPH. What is that?
That's kilometers per hour. They have two meanings, two ways of measuring distance on this planet.
Understood.
Different factions use different.
So I should be following the MPH.
Yes. All the signs say MPH.
Perfect.
That was not something we figured out quickly. But
It's on-
Forager picked it up.
On my dashboard, actually I said it was underneath, it actually is above. It's got KPH going over the top with numbers going up to like 2 something, and then MPH underneath with the numbers being smaller.
I'm pretty sure miles are longer than kilometers.
Understood.
And when in doubt, follow the flow of traffic.
And they'll generally be going the
Faster.
speed that's on the signs.
Yes.
But
Speed
you
limit
told-
signs. It
but you
says
told me
speed
this-
limit right on it.
But if that is the limit, why would you go over the limit if that is the limit? Like, are they, like, is it an emergency?
No, everyone does.
Are they
You're
at
gonna
work?
get passed by a lot of vehicles by going the speed limit. That's fine. You don't want to stand out in a bad way.
Okay.
You don't want to be breaking any laws.
I'm not going to say I 100% understand Grinder, but I understand enough to do what I'm.
I don't need you to understand. I just need you to follow through and start mapping out the area.
Yes, sir.
We are looking,
Yes.
yeah, we are especially looking for junkyards. Those are primary targets. Forager will probably find them before any of us. But with the traffic he gets over the radio, he's not willing to take on a flying form until he can figure out how to file a flight path. Apparently, you need to call in a flight path with a control center before you can fly. One of their command centers. I don't know exactly what that is.
Strange, but okay.
Also, he hasn't found a proper vehicle form yet for his flight mode. So,
Is he? Oh, is he capable of multiple modes?
yeah, he's a triple changer. Very useful scout. Not very smart, but a very useful scout. Practically a civilian.
Out of character, I'm getting the feeling that he does not think highly of its team.
Out of character, that I'm doing him justice. Not as much justice as I feel I should. He should be more sarcastic, but you're also a new guy. So
He's spoken most highly of Doc so far. Everybody else, though.
he's got his own problems with Doc, too. All right. You ready?
I'm ready. All right, I'll get started.
So I want you to follow me for at least 20 minutes. I'm just going to take you around and get you to this San Bernardino settlement. Once we're there and you feel comfortable, let me know and take off on your own.
Sounds like a plan.
Don't do anything stupid. Follow me. Turns around and starts driving off.
I will follow him.
All right. Time flies when you're RPGing.
Well,
We've got 35 minutes in, and I'm getting wicked tired because it's the end of my... I'm usually asleep by like 10 o'clock, and it is 9:20 for those of you out there in Blam Blam Truckerland who are watching us.
and for those of you out there in Blam Blam Trucker Lane, Bees and I both had taken a nap at our respective places before we started.
Yeah.
But it's okay. In all honesty,
Being awake during the day is different than being awake at night. I used to work nights, guys.
and I was unemployed for a few months.
So I've got a few missions, I've got a few events planned for next week, and we'll get to those. And hopefully you'll bite on one of my plot hooks, and we'll see where it goes.
I haven't had a chance to really bite too much on any plot hooks at this point.
There's a learning curve about coming, and I want to get the experience out of get you in character, being on a brand new planet, having to learn all that stuff. It's part of the story. Of course, the storyline was also designed for both humans and Transformer characters. Yeah. So I drew a lot from Transformers Animated as well as Prime. And, of course, the original series, because, hey, I'm an original series guy.
Uh-huh.
But that was goofy kid stuff. Not that animated wasn't goofy kid stuff. In fact, it was far goofier kid stuff, but it had a more coherent plot.
All right. Well, we thank you, all of us, for joining us for this quick little RP session.
Almost 40 minutes of a quick little RP session.
But let us know if you enjoy this. If you don't enjoy this, leave a like, dislike. Either way, comment below. Tell us what you'd like to see, and we'll see what we can do about possibly making it happen.
I probably want to see some action.
We can try that. Although that's mostly up to the GM. Otherwise, that'll be heating up. Yeah. Otherwise,
Who's that?
I mean, that would be the Games Master. That would be the ever-loving Blue-Eyed Bees.
You know it.
But, yeah, otherwise than that, I mean, I can try to beat up Doc Grinder, Secundus, and fail horribly. But,
actually,
on that
you'd
last
probably succeed on most of those fights.
Probably not Secundus.
Okay, let's take a look at your stats again. And your special abilities. Probably take a few hits, but
if I can get up close, I might be able to hit him. If I get up close, let's see, I'd hit him for 11D from a class 1 to a class 3, which would be equivalent of a 7D hit on a class 3.
yeah, a class 3. That's
7D against him, yeah. But he automatically has plus 1D against physical. So if he has at least 4D strength, he's not going to get hurt too badly.
He does not.
Well then, however, I wouldn't want to fight Grunt.
No, you would not.
If I could keep him at, realistically, I feel like with the acrobatic special ability, if I kept him at range, I could probably keep him from hitting me.
Oh, you could definitely keep him from hitting you at range. Having said that, he can keep you from hitting him at range, and if you do manage to hit him at range, it's probably not going to do anything.
I'm willing to bet there's a good chance that the opposite goes the same way, though. If he hits me at range, it's probably not going to do as much.
He also has an ion pistol, doing 4D class 2 damage. And ignoring armor, including your quadritanium.
Yeah. But I have ground.
Which would have it, so now we take whatever the roll was and cut it in half, rounding up or rounding down.
We actually would, from a distance, we're pretty equal. Up close, it sounds like if he hits me, I'm screwed.
Did you bother looking over? I know you have access to it because I wrote this for you to run it, but you have scholar art on your character sheet. Did you look over Grunt's character sheet?
You ask me this every week.
I know.
I looked over it a while back.
Yeah, Grunt. I built Grunt to have 10D strength, and he's min-maxed.
Yeah.
So
see, I can't bring myself to fully min-max anymore.
It would be a rough character to play. I like challenges like that. So 10D strength, super strength, 2 picks of quadranium skin.
Nice.
Acrobatics.
Noticing a pattern here.
Yeah, you think?
I should have named myself Mini Grunt.
He doesn't have any integrated weapons, though. He put all of his points into special abilities and payload and tools. So he left tools alone and payload, and then all of his integrated weapons had to go into special abilities.
But you also don't like flaws, so therefore he doesn't have any.
No, he doesn't have any flaws. But on the other hand, he has 10D.
Yeah. I definitely don't.
At class 2.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
Which, when you start figuring it out, makes him 4D strength class 4. Combiner. So that's about where he lands on the combiner scale. You can go toe-to-toe with a combiner, no problem.
Glad he's on my side.
Well, he also has 1D knowledge and technical and 1D mechanical.
What's his dex at?
3D. Perception's 2D.
I'm more well-rounded.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be much easier to play. You did a nice build here.
I built him like a Wookiee. So,
Pretty much, yeah.
all right. Well, we thank you, truckers, because I feel like Bees and I are starting to talk in our what would probably come up in our after talk chat. But you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll see you, truckers.
On trucking.